Come aboard, we're expecting you, and life's sweet and warm. Let it floats back to you. Love boat, soon we'll be making another run.
Oh, watched it a few times. I don't remember a lot of Love Boat though. So, but anyways, we are here today for Magic, Money, and Leverage presents the Couples Cruise Ship to Transformation. I'm your captain, Steve Roque, and I'll be leading today's conversation. And we've got a lot of things to share today. Oh, geez. We don't want that. We don't want any Family Ties playing in the background. But so anyways, today is the first installment of our 8-week-long program, which is designed to bring focus to areas of your life, look at what's so, and intentionally create a new future with your partner. We'll have weekly conversations held live on Thursdays at 7 that are going to spark conversation, create opportunities for actions to take, and allow you to share results with other couples as we go through the program. So we're going to go ahead and find my presentation, which is now hiding behind that screen. And here we go. All right. You got that, April? It's my live studio audience.
Oh, yes, I can see it.
All right. So
good.
It's a cruise theme. So we're going to go through some different ports as we discuss things that are important to couples. So the team is going to be built of Tazima Paris. She's a relationship coach. She's unavailable tonight. She has a conflict. We have Vicki Parker, who's our certified bank trainer. Wendy Thompson is our licensed financial specialist and certified trainer. We have Kimberly Genovese, former Landmark introduction leader and classroom leader for the Team Management and Leadership Program, and my business partner. We have me, I'm a real estate broker, life insurance producer, and the creator of this program. And Kalita Barnes is going to be a part of it as well. And she's the founder of Elevate to Thrive and a business coach, and also a former Team Management and Leadership participant. So that is the current team, and we're always being flexible and looking to add more people as we need to. So we're going to start today with the intention of the cruise. The Couples Cruise Transformation is designed to have participants create conversations that create relatedness, possibility, and opportunity to take actions that cause an environment of love, respect, and connectedness. As a result, participants will learn and practice the distinctions collected from a variety of sources, leaving both partners with the satisfaction of having made a massive contribution to their relationship while exploring and creating a new future. And it will be fun. All right, so that's what we're up to. That is what the intention is for this program. All right, so up next is going to be just a quick run through of what to expect. So here's the schedule. It's going to be weekly Zoom on Thursdays starting today, July 6th, and running through August 24th. There will be a weekly activity to do with your partner. There will be bonus opportunities that will occur in person and on Zoom that will allow you to deepen the conversations. And here are the 8 dates right there at the bottom. All right. Also, there will be prizes. So people who show up here live to the meeting are going to be entered into a weekly gift card drawing that will be sponsored. And the couple that shows up to the most opportunities is going to win a vacation stay at an RCI affiliated resort anywhere in the world. And then more amazing relationship with your partner. That's also a prize. All right. So just a couple things about the vacation stay. I do have a timeshare. It is going to be to put you up for a week. Could be a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom studio hotel unit. I can't control the availability, so that will be subject to what RCI has, and also will not include any transportation or anything that's all inclusive or anything like that. So just the week stay, just to be clear on that. All right. So for today, we're going to start this conversation with The One Thing. And The One Thing is a book that was written by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. If you don't know who Gary Keller is, he's the Keller in Keller Williams, which is the largest real estate company in the world by agent count and production. And what the book basically does is it outlines the simple, not necessarily easy, steps to extraordinary results in every area of life. So it's going to walk through how to make a difference in your life. And it's primarily written for real estate agents. So there is a lot of references to businesses. And if you have your own business, that'll be perfect. If not, you don't know about that part. But the focusing question of the book is simply, what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So it really focuses on the thing that can make the most difference, and we start to ignore all the other things. So what Gary found when he was starting Keller Williams back in the early 80s, and he had agent leadership councils, and he would ask people and they'd commit to doing a whole bunch of things, and then they wouldn't get anything done. And so he really got into like, how do I get people to do anything? And so what he created was The One Thing, and it has you focus on one thing in every area of life so that you're not overwhelmed. And when you complete that one thing, things will start to move. It is also based on the 80-20 rule, which is also known as the Pareto principle. So this guy, Vilfredo Pareto, back in, I think, the 1700s in Italy, he noticed that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the people. And then he also noticed in his garden, I think it was pea plants, the story that I remember from my days in mathematics education, was that 20% of his plants also produced 80% of the fruit. So that shows up pretty much everywhere. I would say at my real estate office, 80% of the transactions are done by 20% of the agents, right? And so on. So what he recognized was that in pretty much anything, 80% of the results come from 20% of the activities. And so when Gary Keller took this principle and created The One Thing, it really came down to what are the 20% of the things that are going to produce the most results. And so when applied properly, a small change or a small effort, just 20%, 1/5 of your time could create most of the results out there in your life. Okay. So the other part of this is the 7 circles. And so for each of these 7 circles, what we want to do is we want to say to yourself, what's the one thing I can do for my key relationships? All right, that's this one down here. And that's going to be one of the key ones that we're going to want to talk about. So what's the one thing I can do for my key relationship such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? And so like, that could be as simple as, keeping the house clean. That could be the one thing that keeps your partner happy. You could take out the garbage. You could, really focus on being home on time or making dinner or any number of things. But the goal is to really narrow it down to the one thing that will make the most difference and then focus on doing that one thing. All right. So what we want to do here in all of these circles of life is apply that phrase, what's the one thing I can do for my job, such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary. Okay. You might think, quit my job and go find a new career, right? That could be it. I would advise you to look a little bit harder and really look and see what's the one thing that could make it all easier. All right. What's the one thing for my business? I think April would say hire a VA today as the one thing for her business that will make everything else easier or unnecessary. What's the one thing for your finances? What's the one thing for your spiritual life, for your physical health, and for your personal life? So we've got these circles. There could be an argument for general well-being, since COVID. to add an eighth circle, like how are you doing emotionally? That could get added in here. So what I would encourage you to do at this point is stop the recording and take a few minutes to rate and record your satisfaction with where you are right now in each of the areas of life. So on a scale of 1 to 10, rate your key relationships. I'd say with your partner, right? Rate your satisfaction with your job. If you don't have a business, you can skip that one. What's your satisfaction with your finances, your spiritual life, and so on? And just take a minute and take an inventory of where you're at with each of those circles of life. All right, so now that you have paused the video, hopefully, and restarted it, we want to talk about which area are you most satisfied with. All right, so everybody's answer will be a little bit different. You could be most satisfied with your physical health, right? That might be where you're least satisfied. But the key thing here is to take a look and really get present to which circle, if you focused on it first, would have the biggest impact. So again, we're going to do what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, every other thing else will be easier or unnecessary. So for example, if you're in poor physical health, everything else in your life is probably going to be impacted by that. And by improving your physical health, you're going to be able to impact everything. And that's the one thing that would make everything else easier, right? So the challenge now is to speculate or brainstorm some one things that you could do for each area of life that would produce massive results. All right. So a couple of examples would be for my finances, like actually focus on saving money. Could be one thing, right? Save $300 a month or whatever works for you. For your health, it could be, go for a 20-minute walk first thing in the morning, right? That could be your one thing. Spiritual life could be, go to church every week or choose something else that, gets you spiritually into a place where you're happy. Okay. So that's the next thing to take a look at is what are some of the things that could be done in each of those areas of life that could be the one thing, right? And build a big list. No ideas are going to be bad. And what we really want to do is we want to have enough to choose from. And what you'll probably find is that you're going to start to gravitate towards one or two of those that are going to become the one thing. All right. So up next, we want to take those things that you've been working on in your life and we want to share that with your partner. And we want to look at, inside of your ratings and your one things, like what could you create together from participating in this program? Like, what do you want to get out of it? Start to really dream about like what you could create together as a result of doing the challenges that we are going to provide by just showing up every week. Even if you can't show up, by watching this video. Okay. Second question is, what's a one thing request to make of your partner for the next 7 days? What's one thing that they could do for you that would make your life easier or things unnecessary? Okay. And then they're going to ask you the same, right? Like you can each do one thing for each other over the next 7 days and really just kind of see where does that take you when you're really focused on that one thing that's going to make the biggest difference for your partner. Okay. We'll keep this one a little bit fun. Where would you like to go if you won the challenge? All right. So winning the challenge is going to be doing all the work, that's going to go into this. And again, like it's all designed to make it easy for you to do. There's nothing here that's too challenging. And a lot of it is just, being present and doing the things that are going to make a difference, right? We're not doing 100 things. We're really focusing on one thing with this. Okay. And then the last thing to share is what promises or declarations could you make to each other? Like, what are you going to commit to inside of this program or commit to your partner that you're willing to do to help improve the ratings on your own and on their circles of life. So again, I would say, go ahead and pause the video, complete those questions, and then come back when you've completed. All right, so additionally here, second round, what dreams do you have that you haven't shared with your partner or that you'd like to create together starting now? All right, so like we're looking for, being open and vulnerable and, kind of share something that maybe you've held back on, right? It could be, you'd like to start eating healthier. Maybe you'd like to find a new career, whatever's there for you to share. Okay. Who would you have to be to deliver on the opportunity here before you? So inside of that dream, right? What would have to change? Who would you have to become, right? Would you have to become, someone who consistently delivers? Would you have to become someone who is a great listener, right? Kind of look into like, what would it take for those opportunities to start to come to fruition? All right. And then what questions or concerns do you have around completing the program? Okay. Like it might be attendance at the weekly calls. It might be, doing some of the other things. It might be that you're just not in a great place right now with your partner and you're not feeling like doing it. It could be anything. So I would encourage you to jot those down, reach out to us, and let us know like how we can support you in getting through that. We have a lot of people on the team who have done a lot of personal development, a lot of coaching, a lot of counseling kinds of things, and we can work through that with you. Okay, one of the other things that we're going to use frequently throughout the program is going to be bank codes. And this is going to help us explore your relationship with your partner, with your children, pretty much with anybody in your life. We can start to apply these, all right? And so there's a company called Codebreaker Technologies. Sherry Tree's the president. She developed bank codes. And she developed them originally for sales. And what she wanted to do was be able to quickly identify someone's values and what was going to have them purchase from her. And as that got developed and implemented and it started to show results, they realized that you can apply it to relationships. You can apply it to all kinds of different things out there in the world. Okay, so the bank codes are called Blueprint, Action, Nurturing, and Knowledge. And everybody falls into a combination of those four categories. And so what I invite you to do right now is going to be to click here on, or actually probably got to write that down. We'll try and figure out how to get that into some notes somewhere. But you can also just go to magicmoneyleverage.com. I'm pretty sure we've got a link there. But when you click on this, what you're going to get is a Crack My Code to discover your true personality in 90 seconds or less. And so let's just take a look at Sherry here.
Hi, my name is
she
Sherry
says about it.
and you've probably been invited straight to this site by someone who wants you to crack your code. What does that mean? Well, back in the day, I invented a set of 4 cards that I would hand to my prospect, and I would ask them to do an exercise where they would sort these 4 cards in order and hand them back to me based on what was most important to them. When they asked me why to do it, I said because this was going to allow me to serve them better and save us both some time. And the truth is, it did, and it works. So go ahead and do the digital form now, where you can drag and drop the images of these 4 cards into the order of what's most important to you to least important to you. There's no right or wrong answer. When you're done, simply fill in your information for free, and with your access code, that's what waives the fee in order for us to send you a free report that's going to tell you everything about what your bank code is. BANK is an acronym for Blueprint, Action, Nurturing, and Knowledge. Every person has a code. Do you know yours?
All right. So you just click here on the little red button and then rank your values and sort them. And so here they are, for example. So mine is knowledge, action, nurturing, blueprint. Put your contact info in, and then you will get a report that's probably going to be pretty accurate in describing who you are and how you operate out there in the world. All right. So that's at my.bankcode.com/freedom group global. And that'll allow us to also get your code. So the bank program, as I mentioned, is originally geared towards sales, but they also have a relationship masterclass. And we're going to pull a little bit on some of those things here in future weeks. So for blueprints values are stability, responsibility, structure, duty, really systems and processes, and doing things the right way, the traditional way. They want a partner who's going to provide stability, long-term monogamous partnerships, and they have a list of characteristics they want a partner to have, and they'll have the checklist and make sure that that partner has those. Okay. Bs or blueprints have rules, and if you can't follow them, you're not their right partner. They're also incredibly loyal, and they'll do everything they can to give you a happy, stable life, because that's what they do. They create stability. Okay. So if you're a blueprint, those are going to be some of the things that describe you most likely. Actions are all about fun and excitement. So they love the chase. They love to be falling in love. They want to win the affection of someone because it's exciting. They want to be swept off their feet. What's hard for actions is maintaining that relationship in the long run, because once the fun and the spontaneity and the excitement starts to wear off, as it tends to do in most relationships, it's going to start to feel like work. And they're going to want the right partner that can keep it fun and exciting and keep that romance alive and keep it spiced up. Okay. A's are not going to be boring at all. Nurturing loves to put love and relationships first. Okay. They're going to create community. They're going to be interested in charities and morality and harmony and contributing to the world. They don't just want romantic relationships. They want to build partnership. They want to unite your network with theirs. You need to be friends with their friends. Okay. Everything is ours. It's not mine. Okay. They include passions and causes. They're going to support your causes. They're going to expect you to support theirs enthusiastically. So if you're not ready to be sharing with a nurturing, you're going to have some bumps along the way. But if you say yes, you're going to have a life full of warmth and love. All right. Knowledge. K's can seem cold at first. They're interested in learning science, truth, logic, being in control of themselves, especially, and the big picture. And when they fall in love, they go all in. They want a partner who's open to experiencing life, searching for truth and knowledge, and they want someone along for that ride. Now, knowledge can sabotage their relationships because they often want to be right. And there's going to be a struggle and an argument. They may be stubborn. And so if you're going to build a relationship with a K, you have to be willing to agree to disagree. However, life with Ks will always be full of discovery, because Ks are always learning. They're always looking to get more information. Okay. So let's pause that for a minute. To from Tazima, who is our relationship coach, and she's going to explain all that here. There we go.
Hello and welcome to the Love Boat 8-week couples cruise. And I'm Tazima Paris. I am a sex coach and pleasure mentor, and I will also be helping you out to create more of what you want to have this be the best summer ever. We're going to have a fabulous time. I'm really, really excited to be sharing some secrets, tips, tricks so that you can have the best summer ever. So, as you know, if you've registered, what you will have already seen on the website is that we're going to be working on having less distractions, less disagreements, less resentment, and less stress. And what we're going to be replacing that with is more satisfaction, fun, intimacy, financial freedom, and clarity, certainty. So part of what I am seeking to do during this time, even though it's a short amount of time, and I just want to be real, we're not going to fix everything that's challenging inside of your relationship, but I am committed to increasing your capacity to manage issues and be together in togetherness. I'm wanting to enhance your capacity to be able to navigate confidently inside of stressful situations, navigate as distractions and difficulties come up, and also create intimacy while you're going through those pieces. So some of the things that I'm going to be working on are going to be around intimacy, of course. As a sex coach, we can definitely talk about that, but also intimacy of your relationship. How close are you? Part of what I do in my practice and what I teach to the couples and individuals is that every relationship is affected by how you show up. So every relationship problem can be supported, connected with your own inner goals, your own inner work that you're doing for yourself. It can be really, really easy to point the finger and blame your partner for challenges that arise, or depending on how your mental stuff is set up, you might be blaming yourself for challenges, or for being frustrated with how you show up, wanting to show up better. And for those cases, what we're going to be doing is exploring in depth a variety of ways to connect and be better. So first of all, relationship quality is an inside job. It's all about you and how you show up. And then once you're showing up in a higher quality way, your partner can show up in a higher quality way. And if you're both doing that at the same time and you're speaking the same language, magic. All right. Also, because of the way that we're operating, I'm really going to help you focus on communication and ways to be responsible in your communication, even during those difficulties. And the cornerstone of my work with clients really is vulnerability. As I say to my clients and everybody, anytime I'm on anybody's presentation, or I'm appearing on a podcast, or I remind my clients pretty much every week, is that the only way to the land of intimacy is through the valley of vulnerability. And because we have this really negative association with vulnerability, everybody tries to avoid it. But it really is the only way that you can get closer. And what do we really want? Anyone inside of a relationship, we want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be known. In order for us to get there, it's going to take some vulnerability. And I'm here to help you out to make that a little easier, kind of smooth the way as we go. And because we're going to be working on this all together, it'll be easy for you to share best practices with your cohort. There are going to be folks who are going to be featured. We're going to have a few couples who will be trying out these techniques, and these will be in these conversations so that you can see what they're using in their world. And sometimes you can just take those best practices and put them into try it in your relationship, and keep what works and throw out what doesn't. So primarily we're going to be focusing on being able to navigate more confidently, have better communication, and more intimacy. We want to help you make this the best summer ever. It's going to be a delightful time. I'm really excited about sharing all the skills with you. We're going to be meeting once a week for 8 weeks. And by the end of the 8 weeks, what I anticipate is that you'll have more skills in navigating how you relate to each other. Not the topics. The topics are going to vary between couples. It's going to vary person to person. Also, the stuff that comes up for us in just regular life will show up, and that is perfect. I also want to reassure you that even if you miss a week or you don't make the mark or finish the assignment that we give to you, I just want to let you know, and I want to encourage you, there's data in that too. So if for some reason you're avoiding doing the thing that we're suggesting that you do, it's all good. There's always data available to you that you can use to work and improve your relationship and communication and how you operate. One more thing is that with couples and with this idea of power couples united, the better you two are together, the better of an example you can set for the children, family, or people who are related to you, whether it's parents, children, cousins, friends. Those who relate to you can get a clue from the intimacy and the connection that you're able to cultivate. They'll be watching you and seeing and observing your progress. And not that it's a test or anything, but what will happen is that you'll be able to set an example of what's possible for other people. So I'm really, really excited for all of you who are joining us. Those of you who are watching on the recordings, also welcome to you. And as we progress, I will be taking questions from you. So as things come up, you can definitely submit whatever's going on for you. We'll have opportunities to interact live if you're on the live events, and there'll be recordings, and you can be in contact with us throughout the 8 weeks to get a little extra support. And of course, there are opportunities. We're going to be highlighting several sets of tools throughout. Captain Stuping will be giving you a little bit more on all of the things that we're going to be going over. And part of my role here is to help you navigate the implementation part of it. So we'll be presenting you with some ideas. You'll be able to go out, try stuff out, see what happens, gather the data, and then move on from there, improving all along the way. So we're really happy to welcome you here. Continue to engage and invite other people, because the other thing that we really want for you to do is we're building communities here. So the more people who are really taking on the challenge of creating more intimacy, creating the best possible relationship that you can have outside of the frameworks that we've been given, outside of the scripts that you've been given. By the way, you'll get to know me a little bit more. I break the rules all the time. I use what works, and I'm implementing a lot of stuff that is around science and how the brains work between women and men. There are some differences. There is some validity to women are from Mars and women are from Venus and men are from Mars, or the other way around. It's fine. There's validity to that, and I'll be showcasing some of the ways that those pieces are actually the way we biologically operate are some of the reasons that we have challenges in our relationships. And so beyond just those individual case-by-case basis, there are some generalities that we can really be assured and be seen in as we engage in the content over the next 8 weeks. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and it's time for us to cast off on the love boat. Thanks so much, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.
All right. That was Tazima Paris, our relationship coach and pleasure coach. Here from current slide. All right. So back to the PowerPoint here. We're going to continue to be adding opportunities and putting things in that are going to really support you and your partner on this journey that you're choosing to take on. So one of the things that we would like to invite you to is the Time Bender Ritual. This is hosted by Kimbra, and Kira McCown is currently on maternity leave, but she'll be replaced by the wonderful Kimberly Genovese on those Friday afternoons to really get into your calendar and how to manage your time and how to put things in that are going to have you present to having more time than you could have imagined. That's the whole point of that, all right? The whole goal of it is to allow you to get more time out of your day. On August 1st, the 411 event, also held by the Kimbra, that is a goal setting workshop that's held on the first Tuesday of every month from 6 to 9. And we'll put some information out there, but just go to thekimbra.com and it'll be right at the top, the 411. You can go ahead and register for that. That's going to allow you to create goals in a couple of different areas of life and then create a structure that, like the one thing, boils it down to the simplest thing. It's actually a Gary Keller one thing kind of a program there. On August 2nd, we have a special evening at the Landmark Forum that is on Zoom. That one is at 7 Eastern. So a lot of what we're doing is based upon what we get from participating at Landmark. So the Landmark Forum is the program that allows you to look at what in your past is impacting your present and your future, and then walks you through really helping get a sense of what those things are and how to get them out of your way. And that sets you up for future programs that allow you to create anything that you want in your life. So that's the introduction. I believe that goes until about 10. On August 5th, we have a forgiveness workshop, which I think is perfect for couples. We all carry around those things that we hold against our partner or the other people in our life. And to give those up would create a space where forgiveness is present and you can get to work on creating new things. August 16th is another special evening at the Landmark Forum. That one's at 7 p.m. Central Time. And then we'll be adding more opportunities as we start to get dates and things and conflicts and all that worked out. So thank you very much for watching this video, for being here tonight. We know you could have chosen to do literally pretty much anything else with your time. And we do also request that if you enjoyed this and you see where this could make an impact in your life and on your family and your partner, please invite your friends and family to participate next week in the Couples Cruise to Transformation. You can find all the information and register on magicmoneyleverage.com. All right. So thank you for being a part of this, everyone who contributed to it and everyone who is watching and everyone who will be there in the future, here in the future to participate and help us grow this initiative into something that can really make a difference in the world. So thank you very much.